Faith is the assured expectation of what is hoped for, the clear demonstration of realities not seen, for by it the ancients received a good testimony. By faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that what is seen was made from things that are invisible. By faith, Abel offered God a better sacrifice than Cain, and by it he was commended as righteous, God testifying about his gifts, and through faith, though he is dead, he still speaks. By faith Enoch was taken so that he would not see death, and he was not found because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he had this testimony, that he pleased God. And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever comes to God must believe that he exists, and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. By faith, Noah, being warned of things not yet seen, moved with godly fear, built an ark to save his family. Through it he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness that is by faith. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place he would later receive as an inheritance. He went out, not knowing where he was going. By faith, he lived as a foreigner in the land of promise, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, co-heirs of the same promise, for he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God. By faith, even Sarah herself, though barren and past age, was enabled to conceive, because she considered him faithful who had promised. Therefore, from one man who was as good as dead, descendants were born as countless as the stars in the sky, and as innumerable as the sand on the seashore. All these died in faith, not having received the promises, but seeing them from afar, and welcoming them, and confessing that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. Those who say such things make it clear that they are seeking a homeland. If they had been thinking of the country they had left, they would have had opportunity to return. But instead, they desired a better country, a heavenly one. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. By faith, Abraham, when tested, offered up Isaac. He who had received the promises was ready to offer his only son, even though God had said, "Through Isaac shall your offspring be named." He reasoned that God could raise the dead, and figuratively speaking, he did receive Isaac back from death. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. By faith, Jacob, when dying, blessed each of Joseph's sons and worshipped as he leaned on his staff. By faith, Joseph, nearing his end, spoke of the exodus of the Israelites and gave instructions about his bones. By faith, Moses was hidden for 3 months by his parents after his birth, because they saw he was no ordinary child, and they were not afraid of the king's edict. By faith, Moses, when grown, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. He considered the reproach of Christ's greater wealth than the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking to the reward. By faith, he left Egypt, not fearing the king's wrath, for he persevered as seeing him who is invisible. By faith, he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn would not touch them. By faith, the people passed through the Red Sea as on dry land, but when the Egyptians tried to do so, they were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell after the army had marched around them for 7 days. By faith, Rahab the prostitute did not perish with those who were disobedient, because she had welcomed the spies in peace. And what more shall I say? For time would fail me to tell of Gideon, Baruch, Samson, David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, obtained promises, shut the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, became strong out of weakness, became mighty in war, put foreign armies to flight. Women received back their dead, raised to life again. Others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, so they might obtain a better resurrection. Some faced jeers and flogging, and even chains and imprisonment. They were stoned. They were sawn in two. They were put to death by the sword. They went about in sheepskins and goatskins, destitute, persecuted, mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts and mountains, living in caves and holes in the ground. All these were commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. Like and subscribe.